Thank you so much for all the support so far. I have noticed that over 90% of viewers are not subscribed yet, so if you would like to enjoy more of my content, please do not hesitate to subscribe. It is completely free and you receive 3 videos a week. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy. Hello everyone, my name is L'Oreal ASMR and I was recently on Lily's Whispers, a Discord server, and there is a particular text channel where people can ask for technical advice, and I recommended to make a video based on all these issues these people are having and all of that, since I am a film major and I've recently finished my studies, and I thought that it would just be a nice little community thing to do for the ASMR artists to learn a little bit more about the art of making the highest quality of content that they can make. So I guess we can just hop right into it. So I have a whole list of ideas. It's not really that big. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main things that you should take into consideration when you want to make your videos higher quality. And I am going to be mentioning certain equipment in this video, and I'm just going to say straight off the bat that you do not have to waste your money buying all these things. You can definitely make high quality videos without, and I am also going to give out suggestions of alternative ways you can go around to achieving these certain prerequisites to make these videos look great. So the first thing that is on the list is backgrounds. I remember someone commenting specifically like what sort of background they would need for an ASMR video, because at that point they just have like a white wall and some pixie lights, and I'm gonna say this right now, I literally have the exact same thing. The only thing that's a bit different is that I have a garland, like a pretty plant with white roses sort of thing, because I think it just looks nice and pretty. It looks relaxing and it suits kind of my aesthetic, I guess. For backgrounds, you don't have to do anything crazy. Like I just said, you literally only need a plain wall and maybe add some fairy lights or something else to kind of show off your personality a little bit. But if you don't have access to get some lighting like fairy lights or anything like that, a plain wall is just fine. In fact, it is probably the best idea if you want to make your videos really good quality, especially when you're first starting out, because the good thing about ASMR is that people are usually watching these videos to help them go to sleep or to help them relax, and if there's too much visual stimuli in the background, it could cause them to have the complete opposite effect. So having a plain and simple background, I definitely go with the saying less is more. So yeah, that's all for backgrounds. And to conclude the whole background segment of this video, some of the more experienced ASMR artists and ones with more subscribers, they may have a particular sheet, like a black sheet. I've noticed that ASMR artists who have like a black background, their videos tend to do better, because again, people are trying to sleep and they don't want their videos to be too bright and like illuminate their room, because like when you want to go to sleep, you want your room to be dark, you know. The black helps with that. But again, if you cannot afford to get a sheet, I know that I don't really have the room either, because I live in a relatively small house. This white wall is more than okay with my garland, so yeah. And also, if you wanted to do a virtual background, a green screen is a very good idea. A green or a blue screen, they both do the same thing. But the thing is, you have to light it really well, which I will get onto later on. The second, and I would say is one of the most important things of the 5 key factors that I'm going to say in this video, is framing. For those who don't know what framing is, it's basically setting the composition for the overall shot. And what the composition is where you place yourself or your objects. This is used in photography as well, if both filmmaking and photography and other art forms. It's basically where you will be placing the actor, yourself, or any object to make it look as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Here we are purely focusing on aesthetics, and that's why you probably have come to this video, to make your videos look better. And literally all you need to remember is the rule of thirds. And what the rule of thirds is, if I can, will put a PNG of one right now. And as you may or may not see already, there is going to be a bunch of lines in my screen. So basically 2 going down and 2 going across. And basically you can decide whatever is your style of filming and which part of these lines you would like to put yourself in. And you can also place yourself in the gaps as well. For me personally, I like being straight in between the middle of the 2 lines that are in the middle and facing upwards like that. I think I might be a little bit off currently because I can only move my chair so much that way, and my camera can only go so much that way as well. And my camera doesn't have a flip-up viewfinder either for me to check. So that's a lot of fun. It's kind of a guessing game to see if I will get the right frame and if it will go in focus. Sorry, it's like a big filming pet peeve, but the fact I have a camera is more than enough for me at the moment. I am planning to get a new camera and microphone in like November, so it's gonna be fine. I notice a lot of people, especially people who are starting out, they tend to use their iPhones, which is totally fine, good quality camera, and they kind of angle it in a way where the camera is down facing up to them, and it gives them that unflattering angle like of their chin. Even if you have the strongest jawline in the world, I have like a really strong jawline myself. If I lift my head up like this, like, it kind of disappears. But if I do this, it disappears. Like, it looks ridiculous. So if you can, try balancing your camera or phone onto something where it's either facing like directly forwards, like what I have right now, or if it's slightly facing down, which adds a bit more definition to your face, and it just makes you look all around better. And I know this isn't all about looks and all that stuff, but I have to say that the more organized and more like centered you look, the more professional your videos would look, which will attract more viewers. Next up is audio. So I probably have one of the worst microphones in the community, because I like literally got this for $50 because I was really keen to start the channel, and I couldn't exactly afford a Blue Yeti at the moment. So I was like, you know, I'll get a cheap mic, it will be fine. And that is literally all you need, as long as you have a microphone that works. This can be your Apple earphones. You can make ASMR videos. Obviously, I would, like, if you can afford it, like, I'd recommend like the Blue Yeti. That is a very common, if not the most common microphone that ASMR artists use. And yeah, it's very good for the price and all that stuff, and it's absolutely fantastic for ASMR because it is surround sound. And yeah, so that's basically that. For this one, it's not surround sound, so I can't go like left to right like this because it only picks up sound from the front. So yeah, as for editing your audio, the best program that I can recommend is Audacity. It is very easy to use. Like, I'm not a techie kind of gal. Like, when I was in university, when I took my audio class, I was really bad at it, and yeah, I wasn't very good. So I think for especially a beginner, Audacity to record your microphones is your best bet. and it's going to give you the highest quality, and you can edit very easily on it as well. And to also starting off, I suggest getting a microphone that is USB connected. So you plug in your microphone, you plug the cord into your computer, and you're good to go. The two microphones I recommend for this is obviously the one that I have currently if you're more on a budget. So this costs around $50 AUD. So in USD it'll be around $36, I think it was, something along the lines of that. And it is the Neewer NW 7000, and I will link my specs down below in the description, so anything that I mention that I'm using that you're interested in purchasing will be below in the in the description, so you can go check that out. The other microphone I recommend again is the Blue Yeti. If you can, I highly suggest getting a Blue Yeti, because for me personally, I think it is the best microphone that you can get for ASMR. Obviously there's the more expensive ones like the 3D, like the one with the little makeshift ears. Like the quality for those are like so good and all that, and the Tascam mics as well. But for budgeting purposes and like professionalism, I would suggest waiting to get the Tascam and the 3DO once you've had way more experience, because I personally cannot give any advice on that, because for me, again, I'm not the best with audio, so I would highly suggest go looking up, doing some more research before you commit to such a complicated microphone. It sounds great, it sounds so clear, the microphones are fantastic, those ones, but they are so much more complicated and personal to use as well, which can make things a little bit harder. So either the Neewer or the Blue Yeti microphone, even the Blue Yeti Nano, that one is a little bit cheaper, but for me I'm saving up for the proper one. They're good little mics, and yeah, they pick up really good sound. I will have to let you guys know for the Neewer NW 7000, you will have to do a little bit of editing on the audio, because there is this annoying ringing sound, and I've tried so many settings, but I can't just make it go away, so I have to like properly like edit the audio for the background ringing to get out when I am on Audacity. So I just thought I'd give you guys a heads up, but for $50 it's a good mic. It's good. Next up, so you have figured out your rule of thirds, you figured out how your background's going to use, you've got your microphone, but you need something to film, because unless you're making a Spotify playlist, a YouTube video usually revolves around videos. So I'm going to give you guys some suggestions for cameras. The camera that I'm currently using, and I've had for about 6 years now, is the Nikon D3300. It has gone through so much with me. This is my very first camera I've ever owned, and later on this year I am going to upgrade and downsize to a smaller vlogging type of camera, and just using this Nikon for pure photography. The reason why I am going to be upgrading and downsizing, first of all, more compact, and second of all, I want something with a flip-up viewfinder, because I find that will be much more helpful for me to see my framing and all of that stuff, to make sure everything is good to go. So that's kind of what my plans are for like updating my equipment and all that stuff. Again, if you like the way this looks and you do want something for both photography and filming and all of that, I will link for a Nikon D3300 if that is still on the market. I'm not sure if it is because I've got it so long ago for my birthday, my 16th birthday, and yeah, it was a really nice present from my dad. So Dad, if you're watching this, love you. However, a lot of people who are coming across this video might think, oh, but I can't afford a camera, I don't have access to get a camera, now's not the time for me to get this big expensive camera and to maintain it and everything like that. And that is perfectly 100% okay, because if you have a phone that has its own camera into it, you can make some of the highest quality videos people will ever see. There have been actual feature films that have been out on cinema that were filmed off an iPhone. Yeah, and literally all you have to do is put your phone onto something. If you have a tripod, that makes life much easier, but I will have to say, if you're using a phone, you'll have to get an extension of an iPhone holder and a tripod plate to be able to screw that iPhone holder on to be able to attach to the actual tripod, because you can't just like place things on tripods and expect them to balance. It won't work. For me, the tripod that I use is the Inca i330G tripod. I had to read the little logo down there, and it was super cheap for a tripod, so about $30. So let's start with a little budget here. $30 for a tripod and about $50 for a microphone, which with the microphone you can just use your iPhone earphone. So if you're going to take that down, you're literally only going to spend like $30 and you already have your phone and all that stuff. Obviously phones aren't for free, but usually aren't too focused on like, oh, phone stuff. And like, I need to buy a specific phone. It's like you'll already have a phone that you're paying for, or your parents are paying for, whatever, all of that. So yeah, tripods, as long as it's not too flimsy. Like this one is a little bit bendy, but that's kind of what you get for $30. Film equipment's expensive, bro. Trust me, I know. And yeah, so there you go. Easy tripod. And if you can't afford $30, again, that is okay. A desk, stack some books, perfect, and adjustable tripod, because if it's too high, take one book out. If it's too low, put more books on. Easy. Would you look at that? This last one I left to be the last thing to discuss because I think it is the most important advice that I could give to you. If you're going to make a high quality video, make sure that you have good lighting. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and buy all these expensive lights. Absolutely not. But please, please, please make sure that you have a good source of lighting somewhere, because I see far too many people who are starting out who like film it in the nighttime and they don't have lighting equipment, so like the video is super grainy and stuff. And yeah, this is one thing I learned in film school, and it's that it's okay to have kind of terrible video as long as the audio is clear. And in most cases, like for movies and stuff, that is true. But my personal opinion when I'm watching an ASMR video, you guys can have different opinions about it, but this is just my thing. I like seeing it. It looks like people have cared and put like production into their videos and all of that. So yeah, and the ways you can get good lighting is natural light. Right now, this video is recorded with my window open and I'm against the white wall, obviously. There is no ring lights, no like lighting setups or anything like that. And I think especially as beginners and even the most experienced ASMR artists, I think Ocean's ASMR does this, and she records off her phone as well, and her videos look fantastic. And I'll probably put an example of different like ASMR artists and what I'm talking about, so I can give you guys some visuals for what I'm saying and all that. Ocean, she uses natural lighting. She occasionally uses a ring light when she is like in a darker area, but her videos, like you can see her face clearly, it's not grainy, and it looks professional as well, because like that is her job, you know, gotta have some professionality to it. Professionality is probably not a word, but we'll just ignore that. And another way where you can choose which room you want to make your videos in, I would suggest filming in a room where you have a south facing window. And I've lucked in on getting a south facing window because those like facing windows usually get the most consistent light all throughout the day. It's like from like the end of sunrise to the start of sunset, so you get the most out of it, whilst the other facing windows tend to get more harsher lighting in certain times of days and all that stuff, while south is the most consistent. So yeah, if you don't have a south facing window, it's fine, it's not the end of the day. It just, if you do, if that's like your bedroom or something, you're very lucky. And if you do want to invest in an artificial lighting setup, there's nothing wrong about getting like a cheap ring light. I got my ring light for about $30 to $40. I forgot what the price tag was, but it was roughly around $30 to $40, and it works like a charm. It's just I prefer like natural lighting. I just think it looks better. I only use my ring light when I've been at work all day and I haven't had time to like film a video during the day and it's like dark outside, and to avoid the graininess, which I have done in previous videos before I had the ring light. Which one was that? I think it was the no talking, scratching the mic video. Like, it started off nice framing, nice everything, nice natural lighting, and like throughout the video just got more darker and grainier, and it was a nightmare. But hey, it ended up being a really good video because a lot of people liked it. There was a lot of views, if I don't say so myself. No, enough of me being conceited, let's get back onto the video. The good thing about a ring light is that it brings out even light all throughout and consistently, and you can also put like your camera in the middle of the ring light, so you don't have to worry about having any like camera shadows, because let me tell you, those are so annoying. Grr. Yeah, they're not fun to deal with, shadows. So yeah, the good thing about ring lights is that you can kind of just put the camera through the ring and there'll be no shadows and all that stuff. And also you may have noticed as well that the ring lights kind of give you like the reflection of the ring around your eyes, and it makes your face a bit brighter, makes you look about 10 years younger. So if you're 10 years old, you look like an infant. I'm just kidding, but it does make you look more brighter and youthful in a way. So a ring light is a very good option to have, especially as a starting lighting setup. If you want to like up your lighting game a bit and add a bit more professionality to it, and like if you have like your own at-home studio or whatever, I would suggest this thing called the 3-point lighting system. I learnt this in university, so I must be saying something right, baby. What a 3-point lighting system is, I'll put a little diagram of what it is. It's basically using lighting in 3 different spots to create the best and most even lighting that you can. And this is what is usually used in professional film sets and all of that, and like live TV shows and all that stuff, to make sure it captures all the actors and the talent that are on screen. This is a very expensive approach, so I am going to say this right now, you do not have to do this. This is once you have reached a point in your career where you can afford these things and all that stuff, because this can get really expensive really quick. There is an example of a YouTuber that I watch that does this. Her name is Neewer ASMR. She usually on the side lights, I see her occasionally putting on gels, and what gels are is that there are like these coloured plastic sheets that you can just peg onto the lights, and it kind of creates a nice coloured hue to your face. And it usually looks very relaxing, the way her videos, the way it's lit up like that, because of the 3-point lighting system. And she usually has a dark background, like a black background. Her videos look so professional and so neat and so relaxing as well. So that's what drew me in to her channels, how professional her videos looked. You are not pressured into buying all those lights just yet, if ever. You don't have to do it. It's only if you want to. For me, it'd be awesome to eventually get to a point, if my ASMR channel like takes off, is to like eventually move out and have a separate room as like a home studio where I can put like those like 3-point lighting systems up. Like the hobby, that is my dream. I could talk an ear on off an elephant for what my dream studio, like at home studio, would look like. And at the end of the day, as long as you live somewhere where there's sun, you can make a good lighting video. And you can make the video look as professional as possible. And that is the 5 prerequisites that I recommend for you to make a very good quality ASMR video, technically. If you want something more about like an influencer wise, like personality and all that jazz, I'm happy to make a separate video on that. If you want to see like a part 2 for this, be sure to let me know in the comments and I will do one more on about how you present yourself and all of that stuff. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any other questions about what I've mentioned today, or if any extra things you want to talk about, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. So if you've got that, leave it down in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and also ring the bell because you'll get notified every time that I upload videos, so you'll be expecting 3 videos a week because I'm awesome. And anyway, thank you all so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Good night.